I'm Scott Brown. I live in this neighborhood in Chandler, and they started rolling out 5G construction. And this is the first one that they put in my neighborhood. This is a Verizon pole. I believe the AT&T poles look slightly different. They're taller. It started with just a hole that was about 8 feet deep. That ran all the way from where this pole is now that you see all the way to this off switch box. This supposedly allows men who maintain these, if they want to work on the antenna, they can open this. There'll be a key. They switch it off so they can get in their buckets and get up close to the antennas without getting injured. Now, if you look up here, there's 3 mounts on the pole. That is exactly 23 feet 6 inches high, which is below the FCC standard of 30 feet. But those will be mounting, the permit states it'll be one of 2 different antennas, Ericsson Air 5121 or Ericsson Air 5331 5G NR. Those are the model numbers. There will be 3 up there, and that is too low. Any amount is too low, but when we look at the maximum electromagnetic radiation that these will be putting out, it is about 25 million times more than the large cell towers you see. Behind that tree is one of the macro towers. It travels 2,500 feet to my phone and gives me 5 bars. This one will be here and be only 50 feet from this person's home, which would be unheard of. 30 years ago, they would never do that. But somehow, through HB 2365, our cities, state, and county have given our public rights of way to Verizon. Verizon can now come to your sidewalk and transform any street light in anywhere. Not only street lights, they can do it to bus stops, they can do it to street signs. Anywhere, public right of way is fair game for them to just convert into a 5G cell tower. There have been no notices. The only thing that came is a little Wyco. I noticed the holes because I ride my bike through the neighborhood, and when I see a hole in the ground, with these kind of barricades, I was concerned. Eventually, I rode and found a city inspector here, and so I asked him, "What's going on?" And I said, "Is this 5G?" He didn't really say, so I ended up asking him, and he said yes. And I was like, "Man, I don't want this in my neighborhood." He's like, "Yeah, they passed a law like 3 years ago, so it's like there's nothing you can really do about it." We have 155 homes in this neighborhood, and 56 of them, in the course of 1 week, signed a petition saying that we do not want this, that our public rights of way should be ours for the public who live in and among those public rights of way to decide. The FCC has teamed up with the telecommunications industry. They're trying to call it a public utility, and cell phone towers are telecommunications. So they're rolling in 5G, which is not so much about telecommunications, but it's about the data, the intense data for self-driving cars. That's the level that will be supported. And some believe that there's so much radiation that this will penetrate the walls and windows of the homes and allow them to get almost a full holographic image of what's going inside of every single home. Team that up with Amazon, Alexa, and Google, and you probably can observe everything. The neighbors had gathered around, and once they realized it was 5G, we sent our little things in, and then we parked our cars to try to prevent the installation. It took them over a month or 2 before they actually did a lot. So they tore it up and left it open for a while. So we had a ditch for 2 or 3 weeks, and now the pole's up without the antennas, and they probably won't turn on until we have final inspection. I'm really hoping that we get a moratorium passed or something, because the 5 bars on a cell phone is all we need and nothing more, and these allow for 25 million times more radiation in the area. And my little boy rides his bike on these streets with his friends. They want to kick a soccer ball, and now I will literally be worried that they're on the street kicking a soccer ball because they're going to be in a microwave. Negative 8.5 dBms gives you 5 bars on a cell phone. That's the maximum that you need. So the scale is logarithmic. So when we drop from negative 85 to negative 75, That's a tenfold increase. And when we drop from 75 to 65, that's another tenfold increase. So every 10 points is a tenfold. Well, this is coming in at 46 dBms. So it went from negative 85 all the way through 10. It literally comes out to be, because the scale is logarithmic, 25 million times more powerful than the large one over there. So these are the concerns and reasons I'll probably be moving out. Probably the same reason that these homes right next to it will lose 10 to 20% of the value. I'm a real estate agent. I would not have bought a house this close to power lines or nuclear reactors or train tracks or any of those things. This is just another utility that emanates frequencies that we're just beginning to understand and that they're rolling out. And there's plenty of history about 4G and 3G creating cancers and leukemia and blood clots and all this. So for them to come in with this at 25 million times those frequencies at a lower, closer rate, it's just, I know that the city of Chandler has 173 permitted locations right now, and they put them in batches of like 50. So I'm aware of several others. We've got some we could drive to within a half mile that will be completed. At least the antennas are mounted. I never know if they're on or not. We could call the city and find out if the final inspection's been done. If the final inspection's been done, I would assume that they're being turned on.